Welcome Wolfpack. Legendary lunch hour. Plus or minus? What do you think? Well, as you probably saw in my stream, I started off real strong, then my stream went down. That's just a Wi-Fi thing. So, pros and cons. Now, I'm going to look at this as perspective of the casual Pokemon Go versus the hardcore. The hardcore group won't have any problems with it, except for a couple things. I would say at most you could probably squeeze in possibly 7 raids in a full hour if you time it just right. If you give yourself time. If you're in a position where you can actually walk, where you have gym right next to each other, you might be able to do more. Was this a good thing? Maybe. This is something that should be tweaked? Possibly. Well, my take on it, a lot of the things that went wrong were more of a logistics thing, not the event itself. Whereas coordinating with the right team, the right people, because at the last moment, like within an hour before, suddenly there was another group splitting off, and they were going to be doing it a different route. And that disorganization caused some problems. Like I was running a little bit late because I had to run an errand before, right around noon. So I was expecting just to jump in at maybe like the second or third raid and just meet up with a group, and I did, and that was successful. It took a little coordinating of getting there at the right time, and everyone's busy raiding, so communication can be an issue. But there was another splinter group that went off and did their thing, and they didn't have enough people. Then they asked me like, "Hey, are you coming to this place?" Like, "No, I'm dedicated to this." So the solution to that is, before the event starts, organize exactly who, what, when, where, and how. And if you get stragglers, great, that's just more people to be able to take down the gym quicker. But you don't want to rely on stragglers, you want to rely on organization and just follow through on where you're going. Now, the event itself, there were some glitches, there were some network errors in the beginning, at least for some people I've heard. But more importantly, not all the gyms switched over at noon, which was a surprise. I think part of the issue that was with this, there were some raids that were queuing up right before noon, and and they didn't switch off, so they had to run its course before noontime starts. So for Niantic side, what they could probably do if they have the coordination for this is, if they're going to do this legendary lunch hour, is to coordinate all the raids beforehand to end right at lunch or close before it, so you give a chance to have all. Because the problem was, people didn't know where to start. If you had a place where you can start, let's say you go A, B, C, D, and E. Well, if A is not working and C is not working and F is not working, and you don't know it until an hour before, you have to quickly readjust. So that's something that Niantic can do. They can actually make sure that all the gyms are clear of raids beforehand, before it starts. That was a bit of a cluster in a sense of trying to negotiate around it, and that's what happened to the Splinter Group. They missed out on 2 or 3 raids because one had something that was ending right after noon, and it just made for a mess. And the other thing, but it wasn't as big of a deal, EX raid. If an EX raid is on a gym, that gym is locked out, as well as legendary lunch hour. There's 2 things you can do with that. Either you scrap the lockout timing for that raid, or for that gym, for anything that's associated to EX raid, which I seriously doubt they're going to do that, because EX raid trumps legendary, at least in this sense. I know everyone's kind of tired of Deoxys, but what if something else came along, like Arceus or something that you really want, then you really want to do this. The other thing you could do is do like a temporary unlock during that 1 hour period and then relock it. So if there's an EX raid going to happen at a gym, nothing will appear on that gym except for that 1 hour block. And I'm not sure how the code is, if you can handle that changeover or not. Or the other thing is just give a notification saying any gym that's eligible for EX raid that may be triggered won't be eligible for legendary lunch hour, so that people can at least plan around it. That should be easy enough. The event itself, it was good. I actually caught a few. it was actually interesting. Some people that were doing the lunch hour were able to do a couple after the lunch because the algo was still populating right after that, and actually wound up getting like a 96% after that. So all in all, it's a good concept. I think if they do some minor tweaks, it'd be a good addition to this, and especially with it getting warmer and people will be able to go out more and enjoy the weather more, they'll be able to take full advantage of this. Now, for the casual gamers, I mean the hardcore gamers, that this is mostly for the hardcore gamers because that's when you're crunching out numbers, seconds, and minutes, and really want to be nitpicky about what you want to do. For the casual gamers, this is actually better for them. It's a lot easier for a casual game. What is that to you? You are working a 9 to 5 or any schedule, and you have to schedule an hour apart to do this, lunch break or combining a couple of breaks. You can go out and maybe you don't have to do the 6 raids like everyone, like the hardcore raiders do. But let's say you don't even have a legendary. This will increase your odds of getting one. How is that? Well, if gyms that normally don't spawn legendaries all get a chance to spawn legendaries, and you go out there and everyone else might be interested in doing this during lunchtime, the chances of you getting more people to do a raid, the higher probability of you catching it because more people will take it down, and the more opportunity to catch it will just increase your odds of getting one. And for the real business entrepreneurs that are out there, you can benefit from this as well. Let's say you have a pretzel stand or like your smoothie shop or restaurant and you do lunch specials. Well, if you have a raid or a gym at your location or even a Pokestop at your location, advertise it. Say legendary lunch hour special. During this 1 hour time only, you can like 5% off, 10% off, whatever. Do your raid while getting, so you can come on and like you get something to eat while doing your raid, just something like that. So this would be beneficial for businesses as well as people that are more casual players. They want to be able to catch things and not have all the opportunity to do so. So I'd say 10 out of 10, I would say this is a 7. I'll tweak it up to 8 or 9, depending on if they clear out some of the things and some of the items I mentioned. Anyways, thank you for joining me, Wolfpack. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you like the sound of the koi pond behind me, I'm actually going to put up a separate video of just the pond in my relaxation playlist. So if you just want to listen to something comforting, there you go. Anyways, take care. You guys are awesome, wonderful. Please leave a comment. It's great seeing you around. Great talking to you guys. And once I do a live stream, I'm going to do a campaign combination video and live stream. I have a video that's I'm going to basically describe what my campaign is. And no, it has nothing to do with Mike. If you would like to support, just tell me and I'll throw out options for that. But it's just going to be about the channel. And then after that, I'm going to have a campaign live stream that's going to coordinate with that. I'm also doing some advertisement for this channel because I need to get more momentum to get this operational. And I am working on my final mini video of Harry Potter Wizards Unite. It's been a real pain editing this one. But hopefully you guys like it. And I can't wait for the game to come out. But I decided to do more than just that. I want this channel to be more than just Pokemon Go or Harry Potter. In fact, I'm going to take my After Dark and I'm going to deploy it to everything and anything. So I'm going to combine ghost hunting with app games. I'm going to broaden this more than just Pokemon Go. It's just a combination of apps, ghost hunting, and maybe one other thing I'm thinking about. But I'll talk about that. Anyways, take care, peace, and hopefully you have a wonderful, beautiful day.